Welcome, everyone, to a new episode of Don't Be a Loser. We will go over 5 relationship related comments. Remember that a loser is simply someone who gives up on love and lives miserable forever. So let us go ahead and begin, shall we? All right. Guy thinks he's gonna get people to cancel me because I called him emotionally immature for wanting to date 18-year-olds. This guy emotionally immature? No way. These are the kind of men in their 30s and 40s out here trying to date your barely adult daughters. Alright, well, first off the bat, yes, legally, men can date 18 and older for the most part. I know some states are different, and some countries many countries of the world are different. They go even lower. Not here to discuss the age of consent. What I am here to discuss with this one is that as long as it's legal, to each their own. Now, would I advise a 30 or 40-year-old to go out with an 18-year-old? No. I don't think they're mature enough. But if that's what floats both of their boats, because the 18-year-old is consenting and they're willing to be with an older man, who am I to say no? I hope it works out, but I don't think the chances are that it will. At least the majority of the times. I'm willing to bet that it won't work out because of the age gap. I would say somebody in their 20s for a 30-something-year-old, and somebody in their 30s for a 40-something-year-old. But there are relationships where the partner, either man or woman, is 20 years older or more. There are even famous celebrity relationships like that as well, like Ashton Kutcher's with Demi Moore, even though they're not together anymore. Such is the case. So who are we to judge? What I want to know is why this bothers her so much. Emotionally immature. I think it's emotionally immature to judge somebody else based on who they would want to be with, no matter the age, as long as it's legal. So if he wants to, a 30 or 40 something year old wants to be with an 18-year-old, okay, as long as it's legal and the 18-year-old consents, I don't see the problem. I mean, I stand for freedom. Now, again, would I recommend it? No, not really, but one can only hope. If it's genuinely a loving relationship, then yeah, go for it. Who am I to say no? So this comment right here, how would I rate it? Nobody's going to cancel you for trying to give him advice that he's going to disagree with. It looks like you're trying to look for... No, I don't really like this comment. I think it's a loser's comment because there's nothing productive about it. And to each their own. This is pretty anti-freedom. Like, who cares what other people do, with their love life, as long as it's legal and it's not abusive. This is pretty much a loser statement because it offers no wisdom, and she's trying to insinuate barely adult legal daughters. That doesn't make any sense. That's just extreme judgmental behavior right there. Emotionally immature, to say the least. Let's go ahead and move on. It's kind of ironic, she's saying that it's emotionally immature. Well, who are you to tell other people who they should? I mean, I leave that up to everybody to decide who they want to be with, as long as it's legal and not abusive. Okay, second comment. Being in a relationship with a woman is like the movie 50 First Dates with Adam Sandler. That's a kind of sad movie. Every day Adam had to make Drew Barrymore re-fall in love with him because she had amnesia. That's what it's like to date a woman. Okay, do you mean all women? As a man, the sooner you understand and accept this truth, oh my goodness, he's serious, and act accordingly, the sooner your life is going to be much easier. Well, how so? Best of luck, gentlemen. How is it going to be easier? What are we realizing here? You just cited a movie, 50 First Dates. That was a movie, understand? Now, what are we trying to extract from that? Some type of lesson? Because you're saying the sooner you realize, you understand and accept this truth. What kind of truth is that? The movie was a movie, so re-fall in love with him because that's what the plot was all about. So that's what it's like to date a woman? To what? To make him fall in love with you fall in love with you every single day? That's what you're trying to do, the parallel comparison here? It doesn't work. And you're saying this applies to all women? So what you're saying is very ridiculous, by the way. There's plenty of women in relationships, whether they're married or not, that wake up every day still in love with their man. So that's not a truth. That's actually false. Let me go ahead and be very quick with this one. Loser. This is a total loser statement here. If you have to try to get your woman to your partner to fall in love with you every single day, like that movie, which is fictional, by the way, then either you're a very bad partner or you're with a very toxic person who doesn't care about you. So how about you stop dating losers, getting into relationships with losers? How about that? Because now you're acting like a loser. Because I'm pretty sure you got burned pretty bad by somebody who's very toxic, and now you want to drag everybody down with you like crabs in a bucket. So that's the end of this comment. It's very immature. And all the signs are there. The truth and understand and good luck. You don't wish anybody luck. You're just trying to say, well, if I'm not happy, if I can't be happy, none of you can. That's the truth, right? No, that's false. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the third comment. Okay, folks, I need input because I'm not sure how to feel about this. I matched with a gal who told me she's been on 100 dates this year. Really? That's 2.5 dates every week this year. You're going to bust out the calculator, aren't you? Do you think she's a serial dater, or is that normal? How is that normal? My mind can't comprehend dating that many people and not finding your person after that. What's the average? Well, what an example to even open with. Such an extreme. Well, I highly doubt that she has 100 dates a year. That's number one, that red flag. I'm pretty sure that's a lie. Nobody's going to... I mean, if that's the truth from her, that she actually has 100 dates per year, that's a total loser right there. You don't even know what you're doing. 100 dates. Let that sink in. No. She has no idea what love is. Nothing. She's just goofing around. She's just spinning around like a Tasmanian devil. So to even talk about this example, that's not normal. You should know it's not normal. And the fact that you don't know that it's not normal is what's truly concerning. Not her case. Not that basket case. Your case. Your mindset. That's why your mind can't comprehend dating that many people. Your mind can't even comprehend that most likely that's probably a lie that she said. And if it's true, then you should be nowhere near such a person. Or even talking about it. Because it's wacky. It's insane. It's not normal. You should know that. But as far as that, yes. Actually, the fact is, she's not going to find anybody because she doesn't even know who she's looking for. What's the average? There is no average. Everybody goes out on foolish dates. I don't know how many times per year if you're single. What you should be doing is befriending members of the opposite sex and taking things from there. But when you play the fast forward game, the highway to failure, the dating game, the slot machine, well, good luck with that. So I'm going to go ahead and slap a loser's comment right here. He should know better. And the fact that he doesn't know is highly concerning. So this is not a good example for anybody to even try to answer. I'm just answering it for the sake of the show. This is just horrible to just spew out there into the void for people to actually look at. You know, what's the average? It's such a ridiculous question. Even if somebody did have an average number of dates, how does that serve anybody? Completely useless. Let's go ahead and move on to the next comment, shall we? It's unbelievable. I really have to say. Most men, not all, that are in their 40s are dating women in their 20s because they say the women are easier to mold into what they prefer a woman to be like. Told to me by a 42-year-old man, by the way. Okay, to mold? That's kind of partially true because the younger they are, the more susceptible they are to kind of mold to your preferences. Yeah, sure. But the concerning part is if it's coercive, if it's emotional manipulation we're talking about here by the older person to the younger person, then that's not good. That's an actual red flag. Because as they grow more mature, 20s into their 30s and especially 40s, they're going to probably snap out of it or stay hypnotized by whatever you molded them to be. Now, this could be done in a loving way to show them what love is, and it's genuinely true love we're talking about. But I would bet that most of the cases are to get them to do things that older women just probably don't really like, and maybe the passion dies out. The candle burns out on that. The flame burns out on the candle. The passion is gone. If that's what we're talking about, and now they're going for younger women because they're easier to mold, understandable, but the wrong idea, because there's always going to be 30-something-year-olds and 40-something-year-old women who will do anything that you would like to mold them into. But the word mold is really used here in a controlling context. I don't really like that. Because to mold, you both are supposed to mold to each other's preferences. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not one molds the other to please them only. No, you both want to mold yourselves into what you both desire. So let's just make that crystal clear. And yes, this can happen because that's what should happen. It's called change. It's called growth in a relationship. If you fail to mold to each other's preferences, every preference, by the way, every block must be checked. That's what perfection is all about. And if you think that's unrealistic, then get ready to fail times infinity. Or to think that you're not a failure but be miserable forever and you know it. So, told by a 42-year-old man, well, maybe he's tired of women who have let him down. They check off a few blocks, but they can't check off the one that he really wants. So he's like, let's just press the reset button and go with a younger woman who's easier to mold. No, I think he has the wrong concept. He has a fraction of the right idea, but he's looking at age, which is a mistake. He should probably go with someone who's either in the same age bracket or, maximum 10 years younger. But once you go 20 years younger, it does become a challenge because that's easier said than done. She might mold herself to your preferences, but that's not what you want because that's borderline emotional manipulation at that point. People should want to change. And with that, let's go ahead and rate this comment, shall we? It's an interesting comment. I don't think it's a loser's perspective. I'm just going to slap a fair sticker on it. It's okay. Maybe she thought it was interesting. Maybe she's in disagreement with the guy. But whatever it is, it's a fair comment. It's harmless. Let's go ahead and move on. All right. So, last comment of the show. 33 years of marriage today. We have had so many ups and we have had our share of downs. But we never gave up and never stopped serving each other. Thank you for choosing me to love and spend your life with. Well, finally, that's a winning comment right there. Congratulations, 33 years of marriage. I hope you guys have 33 more and forever after. You see, when people ignore these success stories of people happily in love for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever it is, 33 years in this case, the more you ignore the success stories, the more you're going to focus on the breakup and divorce stories. And you're going to get discouraged. It's just like achieving a fitness goal, like losing weight. Are you going to focus on all the ones who are failing, or are you going to look up to the ones who succeeded in transforming their body into the fittest shape they've ever been in? Well, the same works with love. Look up to those who have successful relationships and learn from them. Learn everything you can. Focus on that. Stop complaining and whining online, especially and offline, and you're just going to make yourself miserable. You become your own worst enemy at that point. So yes, this is a winner's statement. She's very proud, and when you're proud of your love for your partner and your relationship, you want to scream at the top of the mountains, not to show off, but to say, hey, I'm having the time of my life. And that's something worth shouting, isn't it? Everybody should want that as their life goal. It's the most important goal you can achieve in life. True love with someone special who will never let you down, always be there for you. The power, the infinite power of true love. If you have a comment that you would like for me to go over on this show, please put it down in the comment section down below. This has been Coach Ben's Don't Be a Loser. Much love, everybody.